Teacher talking sports, what it does, what it do, how we live in. Let's continue our series of NFL Mount Rushmores. This will be the 29th of 32 teams going in alphabetical order. Today we are doing the Seattle Seahawks. The Seattle Seahawks have been a franchise since 1976, so they played 46 seasons of NFL football, were the Super Bowl winners in the 2013 season, and that was one of three appearances in the Super Bowl. They lost in the 2005 and 2014 seasons. In these Mount Rushmores, I attempt to name the four best players in franchise history. As a subjective list, let me know in the comments if you agree, disagree, who you would include. As always, I will include a bunch of honorable mentions at the end. So let's get started. I named the players in alphabetical order by last name. They are not ranked. We are starting with Walter Jones, one of the best left tackles the league has ever seen. Sixth overall pick in the 1997 NFL Draft. Inducted into Hall of Fame in 2014, first ballot. He'd go on to play 12 seasons with the Seahawks. Was named to 9 Pro Bowls, including each of his last 8 seasons, and was a 4-time first team All Pro with the Seahawks. Also was a member of the Hall of Fame All 2000s team. Was named to the NFL's 100th anniversary team. Mountain of a Man, listed at 6'5", 325 pounds. Was fairly durable. Started all 16 games in 7 of his 12 seasons, starting all 180 games in his career. Walter Jones, definitely the best offensive lineman in franchise history and a member of this Mount Rushmore. Next, another 100th NFL 100th anniversary member, team. We got Steve Largent, the wide receiver, was inducted first ballot to Hall of Fame in 1995. He was actually drafted by the Oilers in the 4th round, 117th overall in the 1976 NFL Draft, but it ended up being traded to the Seahawks, where he played for 14 seasons, all 14 seasons of his career. Was a 7-time Pro Bowler, first team All Pro in 1985. His stats with the Seahawks, of course: 819 catches for 13,089 yards and 100 receiving touchdowns. He had 8 seasons with at least 1,000 yards receiving. In 1979 and 1985, led the league in receiving yards. Had 3 seasons with double-digit receiving touchdowns. It was a much different era. Receiving and passing numbers were nowhere near what they are today. Yet all-time, he still ranks 19th in receiving yards and 9th in receiving touchdowns. Steve Largent, the second member of the Seahawks Mount Rushmore. Now, the last two were active members of the Seahawks a week ago, and now they're no longer on the team. But I included them because they had excellent careers with the Seahawks, starting with Bobby Wagner. Bobby Wagner was drafted 47th overall in the 2012 NFL Draft, 2nd round. Played his 10 seasons with the Seahawks, but was released a few days ago. All in all, 8 Pro Bowls in his 6 seasons. Each of his last 8 seasons, 6 times a first-team All-Pro, including 5 straight seasons from 2016 to 2020. In 2014, finished 5th in MVP voting. 2017, finished 4th in Defensive Player of the Year voting. With Seattle, his 10 seasons, intercepted 11 passes, including 1 for a touchdown. Had 3 fumble recoveries for touchdowns, 23 and a half sacks, had at least 104 tackles in every year, leading the league in 2016 and 2019. A member of their Super Bowl winning team, Bobby Wagner is the 3rd member of the Mount Rushmore, and another guy who was recently a Seahawk for his whole career until he was traded to the Denver Broncos. That is Russell Wilson, taken in a 3rd round, 75th overall in the 2012 NFL Draft. Pretty impressive that him and Wagner were both taken in the same draft and are both part of their Mount Rushmore. But 10 seasons with the Seahawks. Wilson went 104, 53, and 1 as a starting quarterback, named to 9 Pro Bowls. The only season he didn't make it with the team was 2016, was a member of their Super Bowl winning team. 2020 Walter Payton Man of the Year. 65% completion percentage in his career, 37,059 yards, 292 touchdowns, a 101.8 rating. He led the league in touchdown passes in 2017 and led the league in quarterback rating 2015. Finished Offensive Player of the Year third in 2015 and fourth in 2013 and 2019. Russell Wilson, the fourth and final member of the Seahawks Mount Rushmore. So again, pretty crazy that two of the guys on their Mount Rushmore were on their team as of, a week ago and are no longer on the team. But again, alphabetical order by last name. We got Walter Jones, Steve Largent, Bobby Wagner, and Russell Wilson. As mentioned, honorable mentions. The toughest guy for me to leave off this Mount Rushmore was definitely Cortez Kennedy. Would fully understand if you included him on yours. Other honorable mentions include Kenny Easley, Sean Alexander, Jacob Green, Matt Hasselbeck, Richard Sherman, Earl Thomas, Dave Craig, Kurt Warner, no, not the quarterback, the running back, Marshawn Lynch, Eugene Robinson, Michael Sinclair, and 2 wide receivers that are currently playing for the team. Who knows, maybe they could get closer beyond later in their career. That's Tyler Lockett and DK Metcalf. So there we go. 29 teams down. We have just 3 left, guys. 3 left doing these daily. So tomorrow will be the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So stay tuned for that. If you haven't already, please subscribe. Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend to subscribe. Like the video, share the video, hit the bell for notifications. I'm out.